Someone said it was about our skinny fat clip from a few weeks ago, but he says the starting strength resources say there's no such thing as skinny fat, and if you're within healthy BMI and your waistline is under 40 inches, you should bulk. But what about someone at 19% who's still rather thin? I'm 6'2", 175 pounds, and I'm getting a lot of conflicting advice.
Straw man, for sure, I would say. I don't think we say if you're at a healthy BMI and you're under 40 inches at the waist circumference, which is measured correctly at the navel, not at the hip bone, because those are different, that you need to bulk up. Most people, for the most part, need to lose weight, I would say. If there are people, like in his case, what you say, 6'2", 175?
Yep.
Yeah, so I think you would fall into the skinny fat range, and I think that starting strength has a contention with skinny fat as a concept because it's like this, it's a really convenient pitfall for people to fall into. If you don't have a lot of muscle mass on your frame, you're not really going to look good no matter what. So if you're concerned about aesthetics and you're like, oh, well, I'm skinny fat, the problem is my fat. Not really. The problem is that you don't have any muscle on your frame. So I think the point of contention that we have is where the actual cliff is, because it's like someone who is like 5'10", and then I'm like very thin skin on the lower abdominals at like 170. I look very muscular at 170 when I'm that lean. It has nothing to do with the absolute body size. It's just that there's actually muscle mass there. For that ratio to work for him being at 6'2", he may have to be 210. But if you're going to stay at 175, you're really never going to look muscular. I think a big part about this is just kind of like Instagram fatigue from seeing people, like just seeing constant fake natties who are being like, oh, the way to do this is to gain 1 pound a month or 5 pounds a year or whatever hyper specific method that they're saying, so that you can look good year round, where it's like you've never looked good in the first place. So do you just expect that to turn around all of a sudden? But yeah, not a big fan of the skinny fat arguments. I don't really think they do too well.